Greetings. Greetings. It is so late early. It is late early. It is almost 3. But I am up. And I am up. Hey, y'all. I don't know why y'all up. Hey, Miss Samantha. What's up, Nakia? What's up, Whitney? What's up, Gigi? I am up. I am up watching Fly Me to the Moon. I am so angry. This movie has really angered the fuck out of me. Again, and let's talk about why. Because me watching this now, I often report on fake shit and tell y'all what Spirit says. And the fact that I already knew, but I'm like, I'm talking to you to like, how? Because this shit is fake. Moon landings, take it off, all this shit is fake. They have all these people out here watching, and you just like, it's programming. Just like they do for the military when they want them to believe that something happened in war, and they'll program their mind for all of them to think and have the same story, right? Like the shit is fucking fake. Now, if you are one of these people who do not believe that the moon landing is fake, this is why I came on, because I have this question. Let me pause this. If the moon I am so fucking angry. Like, I'm angry for real about this shit. If the moon landing, if Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and Mike, whoever the fuck else, is the astronauts that was in Apollo 11 that successfully went to the moon, right? He didn't, because in this movie, they're showing you how they set the set to even pretend, but then they're like, no, we're not going to use that. We're going to use the real film from A. Dig, for real. Stop, listen. If moon, if moon landings, what's up, Tay? If the moon landings is real, okay, now follow me, niggas. Follow me, please. My niggas, my niggas. My niggas, my niggas. My niggas, my. Listen, for real, dig. This movie said they took 7 months to build, 7 months to build the space shuttle Apollo 11, right? It took them 7 months. You would have kept saying, think about that, Cotita. 7 months to build an indestructible machine that will take them into the outer universes of this parallel universe, multiverse. That is what they're telling us, correct? Right? It took them 7 months to build it because it has to be indestructible. They need to be able to get in it. When they get in it, it shoots the fuck off. It goes all the way up into the. Mother Dina told us the other day. You don't know it because I've only told my team, and we've talked about this. Into the cosmolite. She said it's called the cosmolite, and we are cosmolite melanite beings, right? So they went into the cosmolite frequency band. And then, because the entire space shuttle does not go into the outer realms, right? So it has to detach itself. Where, first of all, this is the first question. Follow me, niggas. Where does that part go? Does that fall back to the earth and crash and kill shit? Where does that part go? First part of the question. So it detaches itself and they stay inside of the smaller contraption. in which takes them to the moon. Right? Am I right so far? Because that's what's happening in this movie. Am I right so far? You follow me, niggas? You follow me. Please tell me you follow me. Shut up, Tiffany. You follow me, Amazon? Okay. Nakia says right. Amari says right. 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 How do they get home? How do they get the fuck home? It took it took 7 falsified months to build an indestructible fucking machine, bro. Let me sit the fuck up. It took how the fuck did they get no, no. Cause I'm telling you I'm angry about this. I'm telling you I am furious. People believe this shit? People believed it. First of all, people believe that it took them 7 months to build an indestructible machine that took them into the outermost cosmolite frequency band. Inside of this indestructible machine is a little bitty thing that's going to hold all three astronauts. And all three of them is going to be in this little thing. And the rest of this big ass, then what is that even needed for? They put it together in this movie, they put it together in this building. They took pieces from different parts around the world in different countries and where it was made, and they brought it together to build this machine. You understand me, Mark? It 7 months they went and got different parts of this indestructible machine from different places, and they all came together perfectly to create this machine, like a glove. They fit together. Like they didn't even need to size it. They didn't need to check. They didn't need to do. I am so fucking angry about this bitch. They didn't need to check to make sure the pieces that all of the fucking, like the screws or whatever the fuck was gonna work. It took them 7 months to make an indestructible machine to go into the cosmolights. And so upon doing that, the small innermost machine part, there was just like some sort of like fucking air balloon, like little baskety cabin thing, the fuck that they sit in. It detaches itself from the huge space shuttle, because where the rest of those pieces, like where the rest of those go, they were able to maneuver them back to the fucking earth, down on the ground, to where like it landed perfectly back on the fucking earth somewhere, while they're still headed the fuck out of space. And then they land on the fucking moon. And then what? How the fuck did they get back to the earth? I need to know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so fucking angry about this shit. Like I cried. I was in my room. I'm in my room. I was crying because I'm this angry about this. I swear for me. I've been in here crying because I am so fucking angry about this. Like, what? I'm an emotional wreck right now because why? We believed it this? We believed it this. We did? How did they get off of the moon, bro? They stayed for 7 months and had them ship another fucking piece to. build another indestructible machine to leave the moon? Like, I have been in this room crying, like, Yehuda, what? We believe this? Like, really? Child, let me just. I cannot even. We let them do that? We let them do that. We we played into that. We so we played into this falsehood. We went on. Listen, let me tell you what we did. Listen to me. Let me tell you what we did. This is what we did. We, you remember, you remember, you remember, you remember when we were little, and I say we because we've all been little, right? Remember when we were little and we had, even if you didn't have one in your house, every daycare and nursery and like fucking kindergarten had the fake kitchens. And it had the fake fucking bananas, bro, and the little pots and shit. So we went into a fake kindergarten daycare kitchen, bitch, and let them Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg our motherfucking asses as if they the fuck was cooking Thanksgiving dinner in this motherfucking falsified kitchen, bitch, and we fell for that. We was in there like, this is so good. What? Girl, what? We did this? No. Like, listen to me. I was crying for real, bitch. I am not. Tiffany Martinez bought me these. I am furious, bitch. What? I have been in my bedroom crying because watching this movie because I'm so angry, bitch. That we was in this fake kitchen. To my all this and so God. Bitch, what? Oh my God. Fly me to the fucking moon. Okay. I am 45 years old and in my room furiously crying about this movie because I'm so angry that we was in this fake kitchen, like cooking Thanksgiving dinner with this fake turkey and shit, and we sat down and we was pouring like the fucking fake tea and like is tea okay? Mm, mm, mm. I don't like this, bitch. What? Then they showed how they made the fucking fake moon set. And then was like, you're not going to display that fake moon set. You're going to show the real thing because the world needs to see it. But the whole movie is about how everything is really fake. How the bitch who came down, they hired to market NASA is fake, how that bitch was fake, how she was a con artist herself and wasn't even really using her real fucking name, even though the government knew the bitch was a con artist. They hired this bitch to come down here and sell NASA to the fucking world, bitch. And so that's what she did, bitch. She put the motherfucking astronauts, bitch, in watches, on motherfucking Fruit of the Looms, in Snap, Crackle, and Pop, bitch. She was falsified feeding these motherfuckers, and they kept saying it through the whole movie. So you gonna lie? Yes, we are. Like, so everything was a lie. Of course it is. But I keep scratching my head like, so how did they pull that off? If all of these people, first of all, these motherfuckers were all genomes out there. I don't trust none of them, bitch. So that means that they're going to lie because that's what they do. They're liars. Like, and then they show you in Men in Black, right? You know, in Men in Black, listen, in Men in Black, they have the little machine when they like talking to you and they like blink, bitch, and then you forget everything. Like, what the fuck just happened, bitch? We were sitting here talking. You were telling me about your dad. Yeah, go on. Like, oh, that's right, I was. Where was I? Bitch, nowhere, because that's not what the fuck happened. Like, bitch, we been in this fake kitchen cooking like a motherfucker. Num 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 num. This is so good. Like, girl, I am so disturbed. I am. I'm disturbed. That we let them do that. Everything. I'm tired of acting. We're not even getting paid for this for like these acting jobs anymore. Like, I don't want to act no more. We're not getting paid right. Like, we keep pretending like we don't see. Like, how long we gonna keep pretending we don't know Donald Trump shitted on himself at the like what? After Cortina told you he had a stomach issue, something's wrong with him, he's sick. And then he then went his grown ass and shitted on himself at a football game. And they like, yeah, he's a man. He's a man's man. He shitted on himself. Like, no, this nigga shitted on himself. Like, when are we going to stop hiring old people to play like they're running the fucking, like, it ain't no young actors. Now they talking about that Michelle and Barack Obama is divorcing and that they don't think those are the real people anymore. They was never real in the first fucking place. Like, what are we talking about? I am tired of acting. That is disturbing my whole soul. Mm. I need to know. You know we have some smarty pants in this motherfucker. Don't nobody want to be a smarty pants tonight? How did they get off the moon? They went to the moon. It only took them 7 months to build an indestructible machine. Okay, so just okay. Where did the rest of the space shuttle go? They navigated it back to the Earth somewhere because it didn't go back to where the fuck it took off from. So when it detached itself, and those three astronauts, because they're not astronauts somewhere, they astronauts. Those three astronauts went on into the little hot air balloon and floated on down to the because they were able to do longitude, latitude perfectly to get their ass to the moon and land because they had that sort of technology in those years of times in that eon. And so when it detached itself and they continued on in this little hot air balloon and successfully landed and floated down on the moon. Um, Mike said they opened up the set door. They opened up the set door and got off the moon. Oh, bitch. Oh. Mm. I cannot believe I've been in here crying. I am really crying because I am really pissed off, bro. Listen, uh, where did the rest of the space shuttle go? Like, it just, it didn't come toppling back down to the earth, crashing and burning in the fucking lake of fire, bitch. Like, it didn't. They were remote controlling it and brought it back down to the earth safely. Bro, stop the fuck. If we don't click the fuck, please turn the TV off. No, who got the remote? Who has the remote? Then wouldn't they have frozen? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, Devin, because they say, okay, so let's just talk about it. They say that the cosmos, the outer world that is dark. Bitch, see, why would you open up this door like that, Devin? Now you have entered into the mind of Quatita Dean, because why is the cosmos dark when it is up there with the sun and the fucking moon? First of all, the sun burns hot. It burns hot because if is so hot that where it is at, see, we are rotating. We are on an axis and we are rotating as we are orbiting. Why is it not always light? Because the sun is burning so bright and so hot. That's why it be so hot that you can't halfway step on the ground sometime. How does the winter happen when it's so hot? They say because well you're on an axis and when you're turning you're rotating, and so because but we're rotating fast as fuck. Like a pig over a motherfucking fire. None of this shit makes sense. So if the sun is as big as a planet and it is burning at the level of heat and what the fuck they say it is, then why is the whole cosmos not lit the fuck up? Where does the sun go? The sun goes down, it sets. It sets where? Where does it set? Because we are orbiting and rotating. Where does the sun set? What does that mean? It sets. It rises in the east and sets in the west. What the fuck does that mean? Where does it set? It sets where? It sets the fuck down? Where? Maybe it's hiding where they hid the Japanese sun at. But where? Where is it? I'm just trying to figure it out. Please excuse my hair. Behind the mountains, they cut it off. Yeah. Oh, and seen. Where is it? Why is it not burning all the time? Why is it like I need to like they made it sound good. You are on an axis, meaning like this. Remember, in the axis, it means it's like a little stick that sticks out here, and then they show you that, and then it's a little stick that sticks out here, right? They show you that, and this is ICAM, by the way. And then we rotate like this on an axis, right? We rotate like this, but then we also orbit, which they say is how we get the seasons and the day and nights. But when we rotate, we are further away from what? From what? How is that possible? Mm-mm, Mm-mm. Let me set my phone up. I need you to see this. This is the sun. This is the earth. We are rotating and then we are orbiting. Rotating, so they say, and orbiting. We're still right here. We're still right here. We ain't went nowhere. We ain't went nowhere because we're on an axis. Let me do it this way. We're on an axis point and we are rotating. The rotating is how we get the day and the night. Because we're rotating. Because if we're on this side, it is the night, and then we come back around this way, and it's the day. Then we come around the same sun. So is the sun cool on one side, bitch? Stop playing with me, bro. I mean, my mind works fine. So the sun is only hot on one side? Because it's not like we're doing like this. We are like this on an axis. Simply like this. Just like this. Just like I'm turning this around, like, how you open this? Let me keep reading. Let me just keep turning this. Right? It's not like we're doing like this. We're doing like this. So they said. This is what they said. This is what they teach you. So that means that the sun, we are on the back side of the set. Because when you're furthest away from what? I'm so confused. I don't get it. Shut up, can a believer in Jesus Christ. Listen. Mm-mm. 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 I'm so disturbed that we was in this fake ass kitchen pretending to eat these motherfucking fake plastic bananas and apples with the num num. We allowed this? We are farther away from the sun. That's what makes it cold. How? How? I just said the same shit. You act like you just said some shit that was still logical. God damn it. How? How? We are on an axis rotating around the same fucking sun, bro. Now make it make sense. Cause you repeated the same shit I said like you sounded smart and you was dumb as fuck, bro. Make it make sense, bro. It's the same fucking sun. Furthest away? How? How? You're orbiting the same fucking hot ass sun, bro. Spinning on an axis, rotating. This is what causes night and day. I'm a scholar, I understand. This is what causes night and day. Then you orbit the fucking sun. Because they told you the sun doesn't move. Because we are orbiting it. Did I blink somewhere? Did I blink somewhere? So the moon and the sun moves, is what you're telling me. By what we were taught in school, you telling me the moon and the sun moves then. It's the same sun. It's the same sun. In order for that to be like, this is the sun, bro. This is the sun. It is hot all the fuck away around, bro. Hot all the way around. So this is us. And we are spinning, which causes night and day only. Only night and day. The orbiting is what supposedly causes seasons. That is what they tell you causes seasons. Is the orbiting around it. It's the same fucking sun, bro. If we're orbiting over here and rotating over here, we're still doing the same thing right here. It's still hot on this side, bro. And then over here, we're furthest away from what? We are still in orbit. We do not slide out of orbit because in school they taught you if the earth went out of orbit, it throws everything the fuck off, bro. Are you aware of that? If our earth goes out of orbit, everything is thrown the fuck off. So we just floating out of fucking orbit. So we're way over here because that is what that would mean when you say we're furthest away. What do you mean from what? We're in orbit. That's what orbit means. We are in sync always. We are in sync always because we are in orbit. We're not just floating about and then coming back. The sun is hot on this side because we're still only spinning on an axis, which causes night and day. And then it's over here. You should be confused. You think it's more oval? You think what is oval? The planets are also playing a part. Well, if the planets are playing a part, what part do they play? You should be confused. What part do the other planets play? Because you have Saturn and you have Jupiter, you have Uranus, you have Mercury, you have Venus, you have Mars, you have Earth. And which one is the furthest away and which one is the smallest? Pluto is the smallest, isn't it? Jupiter is the largest. Does Saturn have the most rings? Is that what that is? I can't remember. Help me. And then they have because they're in a line, right? There's like Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Pluto. Like it's like that, right? Right? I've already checked out Terrence Howard. I don't need to. I've already done that. None of that answers my question of what I am saying. I said, how do they get back from the moon? Supposedly is correct. So, what do they have to do with us spinning on an axis around an orbit of this sun? It's hot on this side, this side, this side, and this side because the sun burns at a temperature that could burn up the earth if it got any closer to the surface of the earth. If we go out of alignment, out of orbit, and we just happen to crash into the fucking sun, bro, we're all dead. So they say. Terrence says a lot of things that are that will make you think, and I think that's the point. Like, we should be thinking. That's the point of what I'm saying, because I'm watching the movie Fly Me to the Moon, Supreme, and I'm trying to understand, how did it take them 7 months? They flew around different parts of this spaceship. They said they had to, in different parts of the world, were different pieces that were made to create this spaceship. That is the point of this live right now. They made this spaceship in 7 months. It took them 7 months to put together an indestructible spacecraft to where they were able to space shuttle to take the fuck off and go all the way up, in which the little baskety basket that the astronauts were in detached itself from the other part of the space shuttle. Where did the other part of the space shuttle go? Did they help it to come down by remote control as the other astronauts were floating gingerly some fucking way? They don't even steer it. Even in the fucking ship, you gotta steer it in the water, but not in the fucking cosmolite. Okay. So they were just able to longitude and latitude the fuck into the atmosphere perfectly. They didn't even land on Pluto. They landed the fuck on the moon perfectly without steering, because apparently everything you drive has to be steered, even in a motorboat. So they were able to float perfectly and land perfectly on the moon. I'm starting to become concerned for the people in this chat. You said you believe that the sun is only a few miles away. Can somebody Google how hot the sun is supposed to be and put it in the chat? Please, somebody Google how hot the sun is supposed to be and put it in the chat. Because where it is right now, correct, where it is right now, you can get sunburn and sun. You can get like the rays, right? The sun, you have to put on suntan lotion because of the UV rays, but real energy that is does not have radiation. But the sun has radiation. Why? It is supposed to be a natural organism. Natural organisms do not contain radiation. 27 million Fahrenheit. It was just 80 degrees in here, and I flew to turn that shit down because I thought I was going to pass out. We are lied to about everything. 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. But it's cold in the cosmos? Why would it be? Why would it be? I keep asking the same question. They keep telling you, when we grew up, they were like, what are those? Those are stars. One star is so big that if it fell to the earth, it would kill, it would crush a certain portion of the earth. It would take out half of the earth. Then how the fuck, when they go into the cosmos, nobody has ran into a star? It's crowded up there, isn't it? I am so tired of acting. Who's in charge of the script? Are we paying them to write this shit? Because they are fired. They are fired. How did they get from the moon? I need that. I need that in my soul. I'm 45 and I've been in my room crying because I'm so angry that we have allowed this. How did they get from the moon? How did they get? It took them 7 months to build a contraption to take them to the moon, and they got from the moon. How? Did they Uber? Did they call a Lyft? How did they get from the moon? They got back in the basket. Then why was the rest of the space shuttle needed? If they could just crawl back in the basket and program it and says, take us back to the earth. Then they did not need the whole shebang bang takeoff in this big ass contraption, because remember, they had to fly the other pieces from different parts of the world to put it together in 7 months. How did they get from the earth to the moon, to the moon, from to the earth? I need that. I need it. Yep, it seemed like Tyler Perry's on the writing team and he forgot to put some stuff in there. Yeah, I know. I'm watching it on Fly Me to the Moon. They wanted to, like, they wanted the world to think that America was better than Russia. So in this movie, but this isn't just the movie this one time. This is about Apollo 11. So there has been, when I was in the ninth grade, there was a space shuttle takeoff to the moon. Just recently, William Shatner said he went. And remember, they showed, I got this close out there to the atmosphere and I was able to see it. It was so great. So what I'm saying to you is we're still in this makeshift kitty kitchen with the plastic fruits and fake refrigerator that's not on, sitting at the table with these fucking two-dimensional beings that are like, num num num, this is so good. More tea? Sure. Pour it in my cup, please. So good. Get the fuck, bro. Mm, mm, that's crazy. Pull the lever, crunk. That is crazy work. They would have to get back to the gravitational pull and fall down. Maybe somebody can Google it. Maybe somebody can Google it. How did how did they get back? How did Apollo 11 get from the moon to the earth? How did they get back home? They were successful in getting back home, but these punk motherfuckers then told us they built an indestructible submarine to go under the water, and it capsized, it crushed millionaires, when we know That's not what happened. That ain't what happened either. They keep trying to find a way out of the simulation and they cannot. But I'm just trying to say, let me read. Excuse me, we have some of the most brilliant minds in technology 25. You mean to tell me they can't go now? But they went back when computers was as big as my Nissan. Google or a believer in. They must met Galinda. She always knows the way home, period. They can't even get out the infirmament too. So how are they? I don't know. I don't know. We were told that, they cover the space shuttle. They cover the space shuttle with your melanin. The melanin of human beings. They said they covered the entire space shuttle with melanin, which allows it to leave out of the atmosphere into the cosmos because they have covered it from top to bottom with melanin because that is the only thing that will allow it to successfully exit the atmosphere. So if that's a true statement, where did they get the melanin? Okay, interesting. So then, how is the space shuttle leaving and where did it go? Did it disintegrate like stitches? It just disintegrated like stitches. Mm. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying sometime. In transit space. See? Hmm. This movie has angered me so. It really has. Really has. Just like we keep believing, like people be really like applauding for these politicians and shit and crying and kiss my baby, please. He's gonna lick your baby. He's gonna lick your baby's fucking face because he wants to eat it. I cannot. I can't. I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed because this is craziness. Mm, 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 mm. Whew. Let's read. According to Google, Apollo 11 returned to Earth by using its command module, Columbia, which re-entered the atmosphere and splashed down into the Pacific. The spacecraft employed a heat shield to protect against extreme temperatures and used parachutes to slow. It used, let me read that again, a command module. Mm, they made that sound good, then motherfucker, didn't they? And the motherfucker will quote that. They will quote that. Yeah, no, they used a command module to, exit upon the moon surface and re-enter upon the atmosphere. Yeah. So what we did was, you did nothing, motherfucker. You did nothing, you piece of shit. You did the fuck nothing. It is a lie from the, what they say, from the pits of hell. I am so pissed. I don't know why I was even this invested in this fucking movie, bro. I am so angry. Mm-mm. I knew my niggas would be here for me, though. You notice I said I was but NASA didn't start exploring space until they was exploring the oceans and effed around and found out and been trying to get off. Mm. To get off of the earth, they would have to go into the earth, meaning they would have to begin to delete the simulation. If they delete the simulation, then they must delete themselves and free us and back into the frequency band. We are cosmolite melanite beings. Above our head, see the they did not go into the cosmolites because that is not real. They would break through the simulation, the scene, like the ceiling of the simulation, and we would see it, we would notice it. Um, so that they didn't do it. It's like it's systematic programming in some way, bro. But they showed it to you in Chicken Little. He said the sky is falling. And then they showed it to you in King Kong when he broke the piece of the simulation ceiling and you were able to see the pixelation and all of that shit. Um Above our head is a frequency band of cosmolite energy. I'm gonna save the rest of that for the class that I have coming up. The soul class. I'm gonna save the rest of that. But this has angered me. That we even allow this shit, that we follow along, we play along, we play. You ever heard somebody, when you ever heard people say somebody dumb themselves down? We have genuinely dumbed ourselves down by allowing them to dumb us down. So I say that from this day forward, in this, because this is not even a day, from this point of existence inside of your experience, that every day you go forward, every day you go forward. Um, the moments in which you count of time that does not exist, that you are continuously waking up, rising back to frequency, that you will continue to see what is real. I don't care how small of the portion size of it that you see. I deem it necessary that you see it, that your eyes be opened to the realism of what the simulation is. Let it not be hidden from your sight any longer. I program that into all of your simulations immediately, Simeon. I show gratitude. I'm gonna go ahead and lay my ass the fuck down because that has disturbed the fuck out of me. Hmm. We are the furthest away from, are we? So it's cold on one side of the sun. Got it. Anyway, I love y'all. Gratitude for coming on talking to me in my little rant because they had a command module. Okay. Gratitude. Solitude de moi.